Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification. This is gonna blow your mind. Are you worried about the future of global trade? Global trade, once a beacon of cooperation, is now a battleground. Countries are resorting to protectionist measures, erecting barriers instead of bridges. The automotive industry, a symbol of globalization, finds itself at the heart of this turbulent shift. In 2024 and 2025, a series of tariffs imposed by Canada and the United States sent shockwaves through the electric vehicle market, igniting a trade war with China and leaving consumers caught in the crossfire. The interconnectedness of the global economy means that actions taken in one corner of the world reverberate far and wide. When major players like Canada and the United States raise tariffs, the impact is felt not only by the targeted countries, but also by businesses and consumers worldwide. The EV industry, with its intricate supply chains spanning continents, is particularly vulnerable to such disruptions. The recent tariff wars signal a retreat from the principles of free trade that have underpinned global economic growth for decades. This shift towards protectionism has profound implications for the future of international cooperation and the stability of the global economy. Understanding the motivations and consequences of these tariffs is crucial for navigating the uncertain terrain of 21st century trade. In a move that stunned the automotive world, Canada erected a formidable barrier against Chinese electric vehicles. On October 1, 2024, the Canadian government imposed a 100% tariff on all EVs imported from China. This drastic measure brought the total import duty to a staggering 106.1%. The rationale was to protect Canadian industries and jobs from unfair competition. Concerns over China's state-directed approach to its EV industry fueled this decision. Beijing's subsidies made Chinese EVs significantly cheaper. Canadian officials argued this price advantage threatened local automakers. The tariff was a calculated gamble by Canada. Ottawa aimed to send a clear message to Beijing. The move was also intended to incentivize Chinese manufacturers to invest in Canada. However, the tariff wall came with significant risks. It risked provoking retaliation from China. It also raised concerns about potential price hikes for Canadian consumers. The move marked a turning point in Canada's trade relationship with China. China wasted no time in condemning Canada's 100% tariff on its EVs, labeling it a blatant act of protectionism that violated the principles of free trade enshrined in the World Trade Organization agreements. Beijing accused Ottawa of unfairly targeting its burgeoning EV industry, which it argued was a result of its commitment to innovation and clean energy, not unfair trade practices. In a strongly worded statement, China's Ministry of Commerce expressed grave concerns over the Canadian tariff, warning that it would take all necessary measures to protect the legitimate rights and interests of its companies. This thinly veiled threat of retaliation sent ripples of anxiety through the global business community, raising fears of a full-blown trade war between the two countries. True to its word, China filed a formal complaint with the WTO in September 2024, challenging the legality of Canada's 100% EV tariff. The complaint also targeted Canada's existing 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum imports, further escalating the trade dispute. The WTO proceedings, known for their lengthy and complex nature, threatened to drag on for years, creating a prolonged period of uncertainty for businesses and investors. China's response to the Canadian tariff highlighted the high stakes involved in the global race for dominance in the EV market. With its vast manufacturing capacity and government support, China was determined to become a leading player in this rapidly growing industry. The Canadian tariff, seen by Beijing as a direct challenge to its ambitions, threatened to derail its plans and ignite a trade war with far-reaching consequences. In March 2025, President Trump announced a 25% tariff on all foreign-made automobiles, including electric vehicles. The tariffs aim to protect American jobs and boost domestic manufacturing. Critics argued the tariffs would lead to higher prices and disrupt global supply chains. The era of free trade was fading, replaced by uncertainty and trade wars. Canada has been ramping up its electric vehicle imports, aiming to meet its ambitious climate goals. In recent years, the country has seen a significant increase in the number of EVs on its roads. This shift is driven by both government incentives and a growing consumer demand for greener alternatives. However, challenges remain, such as the need for more charging infrastructure and addressing the higher upfront costs of electric vehicles. Despite earlier commitments, recent actions have raised concerns about the future of trade relations. Promises made by key stakeholders appear to have been broken, leading to rising tensions. Countries are now grappling with the implications of these broken promises as they navigate the complexities of international trade. The situation remains fluid and the outcomes are uncertain, making it a critical issue to watch in the coming months. As global supply chains face unprecedented challenges, the ripple effects are felt worldwide. Disruptions have led to shortages, increased costs, and significant delays. Companies are now rethinking their strategies, seeking more resilient and adaptable supply chain models. The need for diversification and local sourcing has never been more critical. In the aftermath of the Trudeau and Biden administrations, trade policies have evolved significantly. New leaders bring different perspectives and priorities, impacting international relations and economic strategies. The shifting political landscape demands businesses to stay agile and informed, adapting to new regulations and opportunities. Legal and economic considerations play a pivotal role in shaping trade policies. Compliance with international laws, tariffs, and trade agreements can either facilitate or hinder business operations. Companies must navigate a complex web of regulations to ensure smooth and lawful transactions. Economic stability and growth are heavily influenced by these legal frameworks. The rise of electric vehicles, or EVs, has sparked a global race for optimal assembly locations. Factors such as labor costs, technological infrastructure, and proximity to key markets are crucial in this decision-making process. Governments are also offering incentives to attract EV manufacturers, aiming to boost their green economies and technological advancements.